Students, whatever homework is given to you, you have to submit it on the very next day between 8 am to 1 pm to the given WhatsApp number, and it is compulsory to submit your homework as your attendance will be marked on the basis of your submission.
Dear students, myself R.S. Goswami from KGK Higher Secondary School. Today I am going to teach Standard 11 Economics and the first chapter of Economics. And as you know, the first chapter, Economics in an Introduction. Economic and Introduction. In the last lecture, I explained about graphs, which things we keep in our mind when we are going to draw the graph by using the data. Now today our topic is importance of statistical information. Now first one is, what is statistical data? That means, what is data? So data means, normally people think any information, that is the data. But in economics, there is a special meaning of data. Data means the information which we can represent numerical. Any information that is data, it is not true in economics. In economics, any information which we can represent numerical, that means the number of students in 9th A, B, C of KGK Higher Secondary School. So in 9th A, 65, 9th B, 60, 9th C, 58. So these are the information that we represent numerical. Same way, Census of India, where we collect the information. Then poverty, unemployment, national income, agriculture product, all these are information we collect numerical. So that becomes the data. Now we explain here importance of statistical information. So first one is, statistical information support a principle. As you know, in your science you have already studied, there are so many principles, so many laws in science. Law of gravity, the law of Newton. Same way, in economics also, there are so many principles, so many laws. And statistical information helpful to us for understanding that laws or that principle. Now here, law of demand, law of supply, price determination in the market, all are the principles of economics. So the statistical information help us to understand this kind of the principles. For example here, what is the relationship between rainfall and agriculture production? What is the relationship between rainfall and agriculture production? So here we collect the statistical information of different states. How much rainfall are there? And according to that data, other side we collect the production of agriculture in those states. So one side, how much rainfall in the different states, and other side, how much production of food grains. So here, in some state, more rainfalls, in some state, less rainfalls, and because of that, the production of food grain, where the rainfall is good, the production is also good, and where the rainfall is less or there is a scarcity of rainfalls, there the production also less. So here we can say there is a direct relationship between rainfall in different states and agriculture production. So by using the statistical information, we can conclude there is positive relationship between rainfall and agriculture production, because in India there is a scarcity of different kind of the project, that means multi-purpose projects or dams. So most of the Indian farmers depend on rain. So if the rain is sufficient, good quantity, then other side agriculture production is also good. But if there is any problem in rainfalls, then obviously the problem arises in agriculture production. So this way, statistical information help us to understand the different kind of the principle in economics. Now the other example, price and demand. Normally, there is inverse relationship between price and demand. That means price of a commodity increases, demand decreases, and price of a commodity decreases, demand increases. So how? So we collect the data in the market. In the beginning of the season of mangoes, on that time, the price of mangoes high. So very few customers purchase the mango. But day after day after day after, the price of mangoes decreases. And because of that, demand of mangoes increases. So this way, the data help us to understand the laws or principles of economics. Now the second one, give an idea about the changing trends in economics parameter. Changing trend. So here, sometimes the demand of the goods high, sometimes low. People choice, people taste change because of time, because of circumstances. So this kind of the changes we can easily understand by helping the statistical information. Suppose in 2019, number of marriages, and in 2020, number of marriages. So obviously in 19, number of marriages more than 2020 because of lockdown. So by using this data, the decorators or caterers business, they decide the demand of catering, demand of decoration decrease in 2020. So here changing the trend. Same way the fashion. The previous year or before 2 or 3 or 4 years, the fashion was different. In present time, fashion is different. So there is a changing. So the cloth merchant decide which kind of ready-made cloth they prepare and sell. So how they decide? By using the data of statistical. So this way, statistical data is very important for us to decide the changing in economics. After that, here the example is given, share of agriculture in national income. In earlier time, at the time of independence, India was agrarian country. The main occupation of India was agriculture. So the share of the agriculture in national income was very high. After that, we make 5-year plans and we gave the importance to the industrial sector and service sector. So after independence, we collect the data of the share of agriculture, industries and service sector. And by analyzing that data, we can conclude the share of agriculture in Indian economy, in national income decrease day by day, because we give more importance to the development of the industrial sector, service sector. So the share of agriculture sector in national income decrease day by day. How we know? By using the statistical information. Second example is given, supply of money increase or decrease. So in the market, RBI control supply of money by using the different kind of tools, and those tools are repo rate, inverse repo rate, then the CRR, case reserve ratio, SLR. So there are so many tools. By using RBI, control over the supply of money. If the supply of money increase in the market, that means the purchasing power of the people increase, demand increase. And suppose the supply of money decrease, that means the purchasing power of the people decrease, demand decrease. So this kind of the information we get through the statistical information. Now the third one, to make comparative study easy. Now first of all, what is the meaning of comparative study? The data of two or more than 2 times area, country, collect the data, analyze the data and then take the decision is known as comparative study. Once again, comparative study means to collect the data 2 or more than 2 of time, area, country, analyze the data and then take the decision. That is known as comparative study. So statistical information helpful to us to make the comparison. For example, in standard 10th in our school, suppose 200 students appear in the board exam. Among them, how many got more than 90%? How many got more than 80%? Who were top 10? So all this information, we collect the data about the students of the result of SSC and then analyze and then compare. This is first rank, then second rank, then third rank. More than 80%, 20 students, more than 90%, 10 students. So we can easily make the comparative study by using the statistical information. And if this is the first example, and there are so many examples, there we can easily compare, just like developed nation and developing nation, just like America, Canada, Russia, England, all these countries are developed nations. And countries like India, China, Bangladesh, Pakistan are developing nations. How we decide? We decide by collecting the information or statistical information of different countries, analyze that information and divide the country. These countries developed and these developing. There is a definition given by World Bank in 2004. The countries whose per capita income is less than $735. $735. If your country's income is less than $735, then you are developing nation, or more than $735, then develop. How we decide? By collecting the data of the per capita income of different countries of the world and make the category. One side developed nation, other side developing nation. So by using the statistical information, we can conclude these countries are developed and these countries are developing. So this way, statistical data helpful to us to study the countries of the world which are developed and which are developing. After that, to make precise presentation of facts in economics, there are so many diagrams, so many laws, so many principles, and to understand these principles easily, we need graph or diagram. And for graph and diagram, we have requirement of statistical data. So collect the data, and by using that data, we can draw the different kind of diagram or different kind of graph. And this graph make our presentation very effectively. Suppose the information is given, so the normal people directly cannot understand the data. But if that data we represent in the graph or in the diagram, then normal people can also understand easily what you want to explain. So this way, statistical data helpful to us to make precise presentation of fact. So once again, there are 4 points. Importance of statistical information. First is statistical information support a principle. Second, give an idea about the changing trends in economic parameters. Third, to make comparative study easy. And fourth, to make precise presentation of facts. So students, in this chapter, what is the importance of statistical data? Thank you very much.